Before I start this video off, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year. Hope you guys are having a great time. And I hope you had a very wondrous and very blessed Christmas and more prosperity and goodness for the next coming year, 2026. Now, let's get to the meat of the matter and why I'm making this video. And of course, we're going to talk about Bondi Beach, Australia. For years upon decades, gun grabbers and anti-gunners were praising Australia for getting rid of their guns until Bondi Beach happened. Bondi Beach proves one thing, and the great Thomas Sowell says it best, and I quote, "Why would anyone think that criminals who disobey other laws, including laws against murder, will obey gun control laws is a mystery." Thank you, Thomas Sowell. You're right. Yeah, why is that? How come Australia, the beacon of hope for every gun grabber, anti-gunner out there who always said and always praised Australia, oh yeah, look at that, they got rid of their guns, how come we can't do it here in the United States? Bondi Beach proved why. Criminals, evil people will never obey the laws. If they got intent to murder, they'll find a way. Remember Timothy McVeigh? I mean, I know I pronounced his name all wrong, but you get the idea. You know who he is. Oklahoma City bomber. Didn't need a gun for that. So here we are. You know, and of course, leave it to Australia, being Australia. What did they do? Pass more gun bans. Pass more anti-gun laws. Like the first set of failed policies didn't work this time. So, of course, they feel that the new set of gun bans is going to work this time around. I look at it like this. There was a couple identified as Boris and Sophia Gurman, 69 and 61 respectively. They were among the first people to try to stop the shooting. After a brief struggle, unfortunately, they failed and they were murdered right there. Look at Ahmed. Single-handedly took down one of the gunmen. Single-handedly put him down, disarmed him and put him down. Not put him down like that, but you get the idea. He made sure the shooting stopped. Unarmed, by the way. Same thing with what happened to Boris and Sophia Gurman should never happen. I look at it like this. What if they had a gun on them? One or the other or both. Now, before people sit there and say, well, they're too old because Boris was 69 and Sophia was 61. Yeah, age didn't play into the fact when they were trying to stop somebody trying to commit mass murder. And there's a story about a woman named Vanessa Miller. She was separated from her daughter. One of the officers was critically injured. She tried to use that gun of the critically injured officer to return fire. And the other officers, cowards by the way, were like, no, don't do it. Now, in the interest of fairness, I can understand why other officers don't want a civilian grabbing another cop's gun, despite the fact the cop could be critically injured. You're grabbing basically you're grabbing a cop's gun. It's not your gun, it's the cop's. But in a situation when the cops are being cowardly and not returning fire to stop a mass murder from happening, well, why not let a civilian do the dirty work that they can't do, that was willing to go out of her way to return fire? You know what this story reminds me of? The Vanessa Miller story? It reminds me of Uvalde. Did we forget about Uvalde? Remember that? Cops stood there for an hour and a half and let the kids die? But this is what happened here in Australia. The civilians were disarmed. The civilians didn't have a chance. What if Boris and Sophia Gurman had a gun on them? What if Ahmed had a gun on them? And what if Vanessa Miller had her own gun on her? We're going to be talking about a whole different story now. Will there be injuries and maybe some deaths? Unfortunately, yes. I'm not going to sit there and say that, oh, these people would have been able to stop the shooting from happening. What I am saying, though, civilians having guns on them is going to level the playing field. But that's what happened. Australia's gun laws killed those people. Okay? Let me rephrase that. Australia's strict gun control laws got those civilians killed. And I'm going to throw a little conspiracy about this. Because a couple of days before the Bondi Beach shooting, okay, Trump passed a $1 trillion war budget, the largest ever. Remember, this is days before what happened in Bondi Beach. Also, he stole 1.1 million barrels of Venezuelan oil. And oh, by the way, he sent another 650 million to Israel and another 800 million to Ukraine. Well, it's no surprise that Trump's going to sit there and support his boys in Israel. But let's talk about Ukraine. Wasn't Trump supposed to sit there and talk about we're going to have a peace deal by the next day? The war will end? Time's ticking. The war's still continuing. And we're still funding that shit. That's our tax dollars going to countries again. Instead of coming over here to America. MAGA, make America great again. Yeah, all that money going to other countries that have nothing to do with MAGA. Especially with America. Once again, Trump proving this is the United States of Israel. And yeah, we're going to keep supporting Ukraine. I say we because that's our tax money. That's our money. Oh, forget the people who are homeless. Forget the people who are starving. Forget the people that need health care. No, forget them. Let's just keep sending money over there. Yeah, we have a $1 trillion war budget now, the largest ever. Do we really need a $1 trillion war budget? And then again, there's my point as to why I'm pro-gun. The government got more weapons than we do. Better weapons than we do. You're worried about the guns you're worried about the guns that I have, but you're not worried about the government has. Like I said, ask yourself, do we really need a $1 trillion war budget? Who are we fighting? Who are we getting ready to fight? Who are we getting ready to bomb? Hell, who are ready to sit there and take away? Whose oil are we ready to take? Oh, that's right, Venezuela. So anyway, once again, gun control kills people. Gun control makes citizens victims. And like I said, with a $1 trillion war budget, yeah, I like to keep my guns too.